Those of you who've been watching my videos for quite a while must think RuneScape's an awful game. Cheaters, botters, corrupt J-mods and riots, the list of shady events and unhappy players is a long one. And trust me, there's so much more to talk about. There are, however, some sunshine stories in between all the drama, you know, the type of stories that doesn't necessarily result in bans or people losing all of their money. This is the story of the Timbo Tree, a single tree that is undoubtedly the most famous tree in all of RuneScape. In a game with at least 2,545 trees, this dude counted them all, it's pretty weird to be able to give a single one such a sparkling title. But I'm sure a lot of you have already heard of the Timbo Tree. And if not, welcome to my channel. My name is Will Miss It, and we're recapping old tales from the past 2 decades of RuneScape. This story begins in the early months of 2012. Jagex is pushing out a new update in just a few days, and a J-mod is in the process of fixing a bug related to a clue scroll step in Yanille. Despite popular belief, this J-mod was actually not Mod Timbo, but we'll get back to that. Anyway, when content is added to the game, it happens that the game coordinates are shifted around ever so slightly. As clue scroll dig points are related to these coordinates, it made the dig point for the Yanille clue move. The J-mod was working on moving it back, which can be explained as a process somewhat similar to cleaning a box. You take all items out of it, fix whatever the problem is, and put all the items back inside. However, in this situation, the developer left behind the tree that was standing behind the building. When the update went live, the tree was gone. Players were quick to take notice. Clue scrolls have always been a pretty popular piece of content in the game. And in situations where the clue piece is a map, it's common to use the symbols on the map to figure out exactly where to dig. With the example of the Yanille spot, the tree worked as a clear marker on where to go wild with your spade. Now that the tree was gone, it was no longer that clear. Luxury problem, sure, but the general community seemed to agree this was pretty important. As this was before the time RuneScape-related social media was extremely popular like it is these days, a thread on the RuneScape forums quickly gained traction, asking for the missing tree to return to its former location. Meanwhile, in the Jagex offices, community manager Mod Emily got a little flirt going on with content developer Mod Timbo. Emily kept teasing Timbo with the recent updates and blamed every bug and mistake on him. She walks up to him in the office and tells him that he did it again, and this time he removed a tree. Without giving it a second thought, Timbo goes full-heartedly into it and immediately claimed responsibility on the forums, apologizing for accidentally removing it and promised to bring it back in. This was, however, the beginning of the running joke that would become the Timbo Tree. When it was eventually replaced on the 20th of March 2012, it was added as a dead tree with the examine text, "Never let Mod Timbo near a thing of beauty." If you cut it down, the examine text would say, "Timbo!" For the next few years, this joke was kind of just around as an Easter egg. But on the 12th of October 2015, disaster struck again, as a tree in Varrock was removed after the addition of the Call of the Ancestors quest. The Varrock tree was commonly used together with the Jack of Trades aura, meaning a handful of players were upset when the tree was removed. Players instantly brought up the 2012 Timbo Tree and blamed the developer for also removing this one, which he also took responsibility for. In response, the player Yoxol called out Mod Timbo and challenged him to a one-on-one battle to the death in vengeance for the fallen trees, which turned out to become somewhat of a community event. The fight brought the attention of a fair number of players from the Reddit and Twitter community, showing up to clan wars with Ent familiars to play on the joke of the tree killer himself. Timbo ended up winning the fight pretty easily, cutting down Yoxol with ease. Get it? Cutting down? Because wood cutting? Okay. The Varrock tree wasn't gone forever though. Timbo replaced it with yet another Easter egg in the shape of a tree sapling on the 9th of November 2015, with the examine text, "Protected by the order of King Roald." Over the next weeks, the tree went through a new stage with every game update, going from tree to deceased and eventually dead. The King of Varrock even had some dialogue referencing the tree. The tree was again replanted with the NPC farmer Jimbo watching over it. When it finally was fully grown on the 22nd of February, it still took another month until the fence around it was removed, and the examine text changed to, "You can faintly make out some words engraved in the trunk. Timbo was here." Ironically, despite this quick replacement of the missing tree, it still took 5 months for those poor Jack of Trades runners to get their tree back, as after its removal on the 12th of October, it still took until the 29th of March to have it returned to a normal cuttable tree. Ever since then, Mod Timbo has been notoriously blamed for any tree-related update and bug, from trees combining with each other to Timbo joking about the entire ordeal. Some people are even specifically calling out Timbo to update the tree graphics or even remove trees that are in the way. During the 2016 Special Effect charity auction, a player donated $143 to have a tree planted by Timbo named after themselves in the Jagex office, just showing how far this joke went. Though trees do occasionally disappear due to various content and bug fixes, there's not been any other tree removed important enough to spark this type of a reaction. Mod Timbo boasts his tree killing on his own Twitter page, despite there being quite a while since any tree-related incident. He himself explains he's enjoyed the running joke and hasn't minded all the attention, saying he even wrote an unreleased mini-quest that explained why the trees kept disappearing. As a long-term RuneScape player, it's always fun to see Jagex employees engage in silly things like the Timbo Tree. In my opinion, it makes the J-Mod seem a lot more down-to-earth, which is the type of player-to-Jagex interaction I think this game needs more of. Maybe it's time to kill another tree, Timbo. I hope you liked this video. Remember to subscribe if you haven't, so I can feel good about myself. Until next time, my name is WillMissit, and I'll see you all later.